Praise the Lord. I thought this was going to be funnier than it's going to be, but on with the show. So, if you didn't know, now you do, that Nancy Pelosi came out in a mask like a bandit and declared Joe Biden a victor. Now, that's not the end of it, guys. Don't make no mistake. We still have weeks and months of this terrible ordeal to go through. I know that for a fact. Just like they said Trump stole the election in 2016, where they actually came out as mass bandits and stole this one. They've all been stolen. There's never been an unstolen election, probably since who they keep calling out, Lincoln. But, you know, I digress. That was probably somehow fixed and or choreographed as well. Speaking of which, I watch Casey over at Enter the Stars. Now, unless you were prepared to go into a deep dive, I wouldn't suggest the channel, unless you were completely, totally led by the Spirit, because he gets into pre-programming or decodes very deeply. And if you're not sure of where you're at, you know, you could go off into these rabbit trails. But nonetheless, he's been talking about or pondering about all the Reeve actors. You know, Reeves, Christopher Reeves, Keanu Reeves, and on and on and on and on. Well, I was wondering why Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin kept coming up in movies and now in a commercial. So I went and looked at the lyrics, and it's about people who come from the land of the ice and snow, or da-da-da-da-da. And then it starts talking about the green fields of America. And their only goal is to get to that western shore, where America is considered the West. But then, as they're describing the beautiful natural beauty of the land they're on, they said, witness the gore. And it just brought Al Gore. We're talking about green grass and climate change, all that nonsense. I'm like, kind of pre-programmed Al Gore up in there. And I asked the Lord, I'm like, Lord, am I making this up? And that still small voice assured me that I was seeing things correctly. So, as I'm going through the list of these videos, I noticed right below was a backmasking of Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven. Now, that used to be my favorite song back when I was a heathen. So, piqued my curiosity, and I go and I read these lyrics, or I listen to the song in reverse, and right in the middle is Spake the Reeve. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? Because there it is, Reeve. Now, I usually don't share this type of stuff with me, but the way it came together with what I was about to read out of this Bible stopped me in my tracks. So, I went and looked that up. And a guy named something Dragano or something like that, his last name's Dragon, had a show in Las Vegas called La Reeve. Well, underneath there, I kept looking, it had a poem about the Reeve, and right under there was, and I hadn't read it yet in my King James, but I'm going to read it right now, because what the verse he brought me to just stopped me in my tracks, and you're about to find out why in real time. But let's go to Revelation 13:11. So this is one of the times you guys get me looking as I'm speaking. I usually at least kind of know what I'm talking about, but this happened right now. And 13:11, Revelation. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And there it was. I'm like, wow. You know, the way you're led, directed, and what he guides you and lets you see, as you see these things, you can't unsee them. And here's the thing. When I watch all this stuff on Fox News and I flip over to CNN, it's literally become a comedy act to me, the greatest show on earth. And I hope y'all agree with me on that. And anyone that follows my channel, I hope that you now understand that every man is a liar and only God is true. Because this is what he led me to as I was about to come and, just poke fun at Nancy Pelosi. It literally, of course, she was the one to announce Joe Biden as president. Nobody else has claimed it yet, but she did, wearing that red dress in her mask. Oh, and then, and this is the last funny part because it's about to get serious. And then she comes out, she walks away, gives the mic to somebody else, and then she comes back and says, "Welcome to my world." She means that, guys. She literally, and probably being a servant of Satan, this is her world, at least her master's world. So, anyway, this ain't a, oh, we got to fight for Trump. No, he's part of it. Now, get ready. So I open the Bible. Lord, show me this in your word, what's going on. Guys, we are living in Revelation. The dragon is speaking, and he's telling us this. Well, the Lord's telling us this, because this is what the Lord said, and this is why it matters. That verse was Revelation 13:11. When I opened the Bible to see how he was going to lay all of what's going on around us in his word, he puts me in Isaiah 13:11. And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. In Satan's devices, God's going to show his hand and have his will done, because his will is ultimately what we're concerned about. 12. And I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. That was the rarest gold, Ophir gold. And he's saying he's going to make men as rare as that. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. That's the only place that I'm aware of in the Bible where he describes the earth moving. And it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. And I'm going to stop there. That was 13:15. Guys, the Lord is coming. And he's not coming but with anything but a sword, to make his kingdom come, to establish his will on earth. And if you don't believe me, ask him. Open his word. Ask him to lead you and guide you. Because as I've said before, every man is a liar. Let's let God be true. God bless y'all. Have a good day. And share this one.